What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Mists of Pandaria Classic Goldmaking video. Now today we are continuing our profession overview video series where I'm talking about professions in Mists of Pandaria and their goldmaking potential. At the moment we are doing one profession per video, there we go. So today we are covering Inscription. Now Inscription is going through a couple of changes at least in Mists of Pandaria that makes it work a little bit differently, but at the end of the day you're going to be doing the same things that you have been doing in the past, crafting darkmoon cards. You're also going to be crafting glyphs, milling herbs, making inks, and also crafting some offhand items. Now real quick before we dive into Inscription, if you want to learn more about gold making for every single profession and without professions as well, check out my gold making guide for Mists of Pandaria, which is 85 pages long, covering both gold farms, a bunch of gold farms like tailoring, skinning, not even professions as well, and a bunch of ways to farm for gold, and also talking about every single profession and how to make gold with that profession in Mists of Pandaria. It's basically a full guide covering different ways to make gold in Mists of Pandaria Classic, including a couple of ways that I've used to make hundreds of thousands of gold myself so far, plus gonna make even more in Mists of Pandaria. At the moment, when you buy the guide, you also get the Cataclysm Goldmaking Guide in the same purchase, giving you 2 guides for the price of 1, and that way you can use a Cataclysm Guide to prepare yourself for gold making in Mists of Pandaria. You can basically farm gold right now to have, let's say, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 gold, and then you can spend that gold at the start of Mists of Pandaria to make even more gold. Basically using the Cataclysm Guide to catch up gold making wise right now, and then use a Mists of Pandaria guide to make insane amounts of gold in Mists of Pandaria as well. You will also get early access to gold making videos, access to a gold making community, a Discord server where I also give you guys exclusive access to content. So even right now we have a couple of videos that will never go public on my channel that you guys will get access to. I'm just doing whatever I can to help you guys make as much gold as possible in Mists of Pandaria. So if you are ready to level up your gold making, check it out through the link down below in the video description. And with that being said, let's talk about Inscription. So the first and arguably biggest change to Inscription in Mists of Pandaria is that you now have access to a daily craft, and this one is called a Scroll of Wisdom. As you can see in my bags right now, I do have 7 Scrolls of Wisdom myself as well, and this one right here is a daily craft, resets daily, so it resets with the daily reset every single day, and these Scrolls of Wisdom can be used in a couple of pretty important crafts that you can use to make gold. You can also use it to gear up your alts as well, because a couple of them are used in crafting, bound on account items as well. Either way, this right here, Inscription cooldown crafting, Scroll of Wisdom 1 day cooldown, and what I really want to highlight here is that Scroll of Wisdom is used in crafting Darkmoon Card of Mists. That is basically the big change to Inscription this time around, because in the past, like in Cataclysm and in Wrath of the Lich King, we could mass craft these cards. So basically, one scribe could make 1,000 cards and just sit there and combine decks. The only real gate was how many materials you were able to buy. This time in Mists of Pandaria, you will only be able to make 1 Darkmoon Card of the Mists every single day for every scribe you have, and that is because Scroll of Wisdom is a daily craft and it's soulbound, which means that once again, every scribe you have can only make 1 Darkmoon Card every single day. And if you look at the bottom right in the screen right now, those are some of the trinkets you can get from this craft. So you will have to make a bunch of Darkmoon cards, hope to get every single card in that set, and then combine that for that deck. Now the individual cards are tradable, so you don't have to get a full deck to actually get value from this. You can sell the card. So all you would have to do is then do the craft you can see on screen right now, Darkmoon Card of the Mist, and then put that on the auction house. This kind of gives you a daily lottery for scribes, because some of the cards are cheap and some of the cards will be very expensive. We're talking a big difference here, like some cards can be about 100 gold each and other cards can be up to 5,000 gold each. It's a big difference, which gives you like that little rush. You want to log in every single day and do your craft, just because you never know if you're gonna get the cheap craft or the expensive one. So I have enough to make one of these right now, so let's give this one a go while we are here. I don't have enough gold to get the next couple of Starlight Inks, but I did have one scroll. I have 7 scrolls of wisdom, but I'm lacking in the Starlight Ink department right now. Either way, I made a card. Let's see how much this one is selling for. So if we go over here, like, you really want to get a expensive card, because in this case, I basically spent 500 gold on the craft, and I'm getting 300 gold back, so now I'm losing gold. But if you look at, for example, off Tigers, you should be looking at something else. These cards are 3000 gold, so in that case you'll be turning 500 into 3k gold. This one as well, 4k gold, this one is 4k gold. It really just depends on the card you actually get, and this kind of illustrates my point that some of them will be like hitting a jackpot because you turn a little bit of gold into a massive amount, and sometimes you end up losing gold as well, like I just did. So this one change by itself, like giving scribes a daily craft, directly makes it so that in the past you didn't really have a reason to have multiple scribes, because one scribe could do everything. Now, on the other hand, you can directly make more Scrolls of Wisdom, which allows you to make more darkmoon cards on a daily basis. So if you have one scribe, you get one darkmoon card every single day. If you have 10, you get 10 darkmoon cards every single day. Now, the Scrolls of Wisdom are also used in making BOE offhand items, like epic offhands, if you are not a fan of the gamble when it comes to cards, and you just want to get guaranteed profit, in which case, you can do that as well. Now, I do want to highlight that every time you do the craft, you have a chance to learn a glyph recipe that you haven't learned yet, and that kind of directly shifts me into the next point of Inscription. You can make a bunch of gold from simply crafting glyphs. Now, for this, we have glyphs from the past, but we also have a bunch of brand new glyphs that were introduced in Mists of Pandaria. So if I scroll down a little bit here, like it's quite far down, if we go quite far down, I should have a couple of new glyphs, like here, Black Eyes for Hunters, for example, is a new glyph we get access to. We also have, all the way down here, all the monk glyphs are obviously new glyphs, because monk is a new class, so you can make a bunch of gold just by looking at which glyphs most monks wants to have, and then be the ones applying those glyphs. You can learn many of these from your trainer, and the ones you don't get from the trainer, you have books of glyph mastery, and then some you actually have to do your daily craft to unlock as well. Like the 4 that I have here, all of those came from the daily craft. So once again, another reason to do that daily craft as well. It gives you more glyphs, which also gives you more gold, and you also get one of those Scrolls of Wisdom, which you can then turn into gold as well over time. Other than that, you can also make gold through Inscription by selling different shoulder enchants. So you have these crane wing inscriptions, or I guess like different inscriptions. So you have crane wing for in intellect and crit. You also have ox horn for stamina and dodge. You have tiger claw for agility and crit, and then you have tiger fang for strength and crit. Basically, for DPS, it's main stat plus critical strike, and these ones you can make through light parchments, 3 starlight ink, and they are tradable. You also have the lesser versions that you use regular Ink of Dreams for, and these are basically, once again, the lesser versions, same stats but less amount of stats, and these can also make you some gold, so you can sell those enchants. Now, I also just want to show you guys the staffs, because I did say that you can use scribes to gear up your alts. So this right here is a bind to Battle.net account staff, which is quite insane as well, like 476, but it requires 20 Scrolls of Wisdom, so you have to do your daily craft for 20 days to be able to craft this item. Either way, if you want that, well, after 20 days you can get yourself a guaranteed epic staff, which could be quite good. And I already talked about this, but the BOE offhand items like Inscribed Jade Fan 476, B binds when equipped, epic item right here, offhand. You also have the Red Fan as well, 476, held in offhand. And for these, you are basically using this right here, the Inscribed Fan, to upgrade it. So you can see that's a base reagent both here and also here. And you then combine that with 3 Starlight Ink and 5 Scrolls of Wisdom. Now for some of you, this might be a safer route to spend your Scrolls of Wisdom to get guaranteed gold back instead of gambling on darkmoon cards, because once again, darkmoon cards, you can end up losing gold if you get a bad card, and there's one really bad card, the one that I got like off auction, but also the healer cards are usually not that good, but if you get DPS cards, you just hit the jackpot and you will make gold. But some of you guys might want to go for this one instead, because on this one, there's no RNG. You just simply get paid for your daily cooldown. And then lastly, for scribes, you can also just buy a bunch of herbs cheap from people, mill those herbs and either sell the pigments or turn them into inks. Now by doing that, you're basically being the middleman between farmers and crafters by being that one person buying those herbs and spending your time basically selling your time. And this is a very good way to just make passive gold as well, by just simply buying herbs while they're cheap and milling them down, crafting them into ink. You can also make more gold from that if you are active in trade chat or even like general chat as well, or world chat, looking for people and just being an instant payout for actual farmers, if that makes sense. So you can make a bunch of gold from that, but either way, that's a little bit about Inscription and how you can make gold as a scribe in Mists of Pandaria Classic. So hopefully, at this point, you learned more about Inscription than you had, hopefully you got more knowledge than you had in the past, and hopefully I was able to help you out, make some gold with Inscription in Mists of Pandaria Classic. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and if you have any more gold making methods you want to share, then please do so in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.